Number chapter 31. Conquest of the Midianites. Then the Lord said to Moses, on behalf of the people of Israel, take revenge on the Midianites for leading them into idolatry. After that, you will die and join your ancestors. So Moses said to the people, choose some men and arm them to fight the Lord war of revenge against the Midian. From each tribe of Israel sent 10,000 men into battle. So they chose the 10,000 men from each tribe of Israel, a total 12,000 men armed for battle. So Moses sent them out 10,000 men from each tribe, and Pepha's son of Eleazar of priests lead them into battle. They carry along the holy project of sanctuary and the trumpet for sound in the church. They attacked Midian as the Lord had commanded Moses, and they killed all the men. All 5 of the Midianite king, Evi, Rekem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, died in the battle. They also killed Bala, son of Beer, with the sword. Then the Israelites armed captured the Midianite women and children and seized their cattle and flock and all their wealth as plunder. They burned all the town and village where the Midianites had lived. After they had gathered the plunder and captive, both people and animal, they brought them all to Moses and Eleazar the priest, and to the whole community of Israel, which was camped on the plain of Moab beside the Jordan River, across from Jericho. Moses, Eleazar the priest, and all the leaders of the community went to meet them outside the camp. But Moses was furious with all the general and the captain who had returned from the battle. Why have you let all the women leave? He demanded. They are the very one who followed Balaam's advice and caused the people of Israel to rebel against the Lord at the mountain Peor. They are the one who caused the plague to strike the Lord people. So kill all the boys and all the women who have had intercourse with a man. Only the young girls who are virgin may live. You may keep them for yourself. And all of you who have killed anyone or touched a dead body must stay outside the camp for 7 days. You must purify yourself and your captive on the 3rd and the 7th day. Purify all your clothing too, and everything made of leather, goat hair, or wood. Then Eleazar the priest said to the men who were in the battle, the Lord had given Moses this legal requirement. Anything made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, tin, or lead, that is, all metals that do not burn, must be passed through fire in order to be made ceremonially pure. This metal object must be further purified with the water of purification, but everything that burned must be purified by the water alone. On the 7th day you must wash your clothes and be purified, then you may return to the camp. Division of the planter. And the Lord said to Moses, you and Eleazar the priest and the family leader of each tribe are to make a list of all the plunder taken into the battle, including the people and the animal. Then divide the plunder into 2 parts and give half to the men who fought the battle and half to the rest of the people. From the army's portion, first give the Lord his share of the plunder, 1 of every 500 of prisoner and of the cattle, donkey, sheep, and goat. Give this share of army half to Eleazar the priest as an offering to the Lord. For the half that belongs to the people of Israel, take 1 of every 50 of prisoner, and the cattle, donkey, sheep, goat, and other animal. Give this share to the Levites, who are in charge of maintaining the Lord's tabernacle. So Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. The plunder remained from everything the fighting men have taken a total 675,000 sheep and goat, 72,000 cattle, 61 donkeys, and 32,000 virgin girls. Half of the plunder were given to the fighting men. Is total 337,500 sheep and goat, of which 675 were the Lord's share. 36,000 cattle, of which 72 were the Lord's share. 30,500 donkey, of which 31 were Lord's share, and 16,000 virgin girls, of whom 32 were the Lord's share. Moses gave all the Lord's share to Eleazar the priest, just as the Lord had directed him. Half the plunder belongs to the people of Israel, and Moses separated from the half belonged to the fighting men. Its total 337,500 sheep and goat, 36,000 cattle, 30,500 donkey, and 16,000 virgin girl. From the half shall give to the people. Moses take one of every 50 prisoner and animal and gave them to the Levi, who maintained the Lord's tabernacle. All this was done as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then all the general and the captain came to Moses and said, We, your servant, has account for all the men who went out to battle under our command. Not one of us is missing. So we are presenting the item of gold we captured as an offering to the Lord from our share of the plunder. Armband, bracelets, ring, earring, and necklace. This will purify our life before the Lord and make us right with Him. So Moses and the priests received the gold from all the military commander, all kinds of jewelry and corrupt objects. In all, the gold that the general and the captain presented as a gift to the Lord weighed about 420 pounds. All the fighting men had taken some of the plunder for themselves. So Moses and Eleazar the priest accepted the gift from the general and the captain and brought the gold to the tabernacle as a reminder to the Lord that the people of Israel belong to Him. Chapter 32. The tribe east of the Jordan. The tribe of Reuben and Gad owned the vast number of livestock. So when they saw the land of Jazer and Gilead were ideally suited for the flock and herds, they came to Moses, Eleazar the priest, and the other leader of the community. They said, Notice the tongue of Ethro, Darin, Jerin, Eli, Asiba, Libo, and Bion. The Lord has conquered this whole area for the community of Israel, and it is ideally suited for our livestock. If we have found favor with you, please let us have this land as our property instead of giving us land across the Jordan River. Do you intend to stay here while your brother go across and do all the fighting? Moses asked the men of the Gad and Reuben. Why do you want to discourage the rest of the people of Israel from going across the land the Lord has given them? Your ancestors did the same thing when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to explore the land. After they went up to the valley of Eshcol and explored the land, they discouraged the people of Israel from entering the land, and the Lord was given them. Then the Lord was very angry with them, and He vowed, Of all those I rescued from Egypt, no one who is 20 years old or older will ever see the land I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for they have not obeyed me wholeheartedly. The only exception are Caleb son of Jephtha the Keniz and Joshua son of Lam, for they have wholeheartedly followed the Lord. The Lord was angry with Israel and made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years until the entire generation that sinned in the Lord's sign had died. But here you are a blood of sinner, doing exactly the same thing. You're making the Lord even angry with Israel. If you turn away from Him like this and He abandons them again in the wilderness, you will be responsible to destroy the entire nation. But they approached Moses and said, We simply want to build a pen for our livestock and a fortified town for our wives and children. Then we will arm ourselves and lead our fellow Israel into battle until we have brought them safely to their land. Meanwhile, our family will stay in the fortress town we built here, so they will be safe from any attack by the local people. We will not return to our home until all the people of Israel have received their portion of land. But we do not claim any of the land on the other side of Jordan. We would rather live here on the east side and accept this as our grant of land. Then Moses said, If you keep your word and arm yourself for the Lord's battle, and if you troop across the Jordan and keep fighting until the Lord has driven out His enemy, then you may return when the Lord has conquered the land. You will have fulfilled your duty to the Lord and to the rest of the people of Israel, and the land on the east side of Jordan will be your property from the Lord. But if you fail to keep your word, then you will have sinned against the Lord, and you may be sure that your sin will find out. Go ahead and build a town for your family and a pen for your flock, but do everything you have promised. Then the men of Gad and Reuben replied, We, your servant, will follow your instruction exactly. Our children, wives, flocks, and cattle will stay here in the town of Gilead. But all who are able to bear arms will cross over to fight for the Lord, just as you have said. So Moses gave order to the there the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the leader of the clan of Israel. He said, "The men of Gad and Reuben who are armed for battle must cross the Jordan with you to fight for the Lord. If they do, give them the land of the Gadic as their property when the land is conquered. But if they refuse to arm themselves and cross over with you, then they must accept land with the rest of you in the land of Canaan." The tribe of Gad and Reuben said again, "We are your servants and will do as the Lord had commanded. We will cross the Jordan into Canaan fully armed to fight for the Lord, but our property will be here on this side of Jordan." So Moses assigned land to the tribe of Gad, Reuben, and half the tribe of Manasseh, son of Joseph. He gave them the territory of King, son of the Amorite, and the land of King Bashan, the whole land with its city and surrounding land. The descendants of Gad built the town of Dibon, Adron, Aaron, Oman, Jaz, Jagan, Benser, and Beth Haran. There are the forest towns with pens for their flocks. The descendants of Reuben built the towns of Heshbon, Elik, Kiran, Nirban, Bama, and Seba. They changed the name of some of the towns they conquered and rebuilt. Then the descendants of Machri of the tribe of Manasseh went to Gilead and conquered it, and they drove out the Amorite living there. So Moses gave Gilead to the Machirite descendant of Manasseh, and they settled there. The people of Jair, another clan of the tribe of Manasseh, captured many of the towns in the Gilead and changed the name of that area to the town of Jair. Meanwhile, a man named Noba captured the town of Canas and its surrounding village, and he renamed the area Loba after himself. Chapter 33. Remember Israel's journey. This is the route the Israel followed as they marched out of Egypt under the leader of Moses and Aaron. The Lord's direction. Moses kept a written record of the progress. The stage of the marching identified by the different places where they stopped along the way. They set out from the city of Ramis in early spring on the 15th day of the first month. On the morning after the first Passover celebration, the people of Israel left defiantly in full view of all the Egyptians. Meanwhile, the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn son, who the Lord had killed the night before. The Lord had defeated the god of Egypt the night with great act of judgment. After leaving Ramses, Israel set up camp at the Akos. Then they left Akos and camped at the Asam on the edge of the wilderness. They left Asam and turned back toward Pihiro, opposite the banner, and the camped near the Migdol. They left the Pihiro and crossed the Red Sea into the wilderness beyond. Then they traveled for 3 days into the Asher wilderness and camped at Marah. They left Marah and camped at Elim, where they were travel spring of water and 70 palm trees. They left Elim and camped beside the Red Sea, and they left the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. They left the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dovka. They left Dovka and camped at Alash. They left Alash and camped at Raphidim, where there were no water for the people to drink. They left the Ravine and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. They left the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibor's Hadas. They left the Kibor's Hadas and camped at Hazard. They left the camp and camped at Rizim. They left the Rizim and camped at Rimmon Paris. They left the Rimmon Paris and camped at Libna. They left the Libna and camped at Risa. They left the Risa and camped at Kahilaha. They left the Kahilaha at the mountain shepherd. They left the mountain shepherd and camped at Harada. They left Harada and camped at Makehon. They left the Makehon and camped at Taha. They left the Taha and camped at Tara. They left the Tara and camped at Mista. They left the Micha and camped at Hasmana. They left Hasmana and camped at Marcero. They left Marcero and camped at Benijakan. They left Benijakan and camped at Hor Hagida. They left Hor Hagida and camped at Jobbasa. They left Jobbasa and camped at Abrona. They left Abrona and camped at Azogir. They left Azogir and camped at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. They left Kadesh and camped at the mountain Horn at the border of the Edom. Where they were at the foot of mountain Horn, Aaron the priest were directed by the Lord to go up the mountain, and there he died. This happened in the midsummer on the first day of the 5th month of the 40th year after Israel's departure from Egypt. Aaron was 123 years old when he died there on Mount Horeb. At the time, the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev in the land of Canaan, heard the people of the Israel were approaching the land. Meanwhile, the Israelites left the mountain Horeb and camped at Zalmonah. Then they left Zalmonah and camped at Punan. They left Punan and camped at Obal. They left Obal and camped at Nebel on the border of Moab. They left the Lama and camped at the Debgad. They left Debgad and camped at the Element. They left the Element, camped in the mountain east of the river, near Mountain Nebo. They left the mountain east of the river and camped on the plain of Moab beside the Jordan River. Across from there along the Jordan River, they camped at the Bina as far as the middle of on the plain of Moab. When they were camped near the Jordan River on the plain of Moab opposite Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instruction to the people of Israel. When you cross the Jordan River into the land of Canaan, you must drive out all the people living there. You must destroy all their calf and molten image and demolish all the pagan shrine. Take possession of the land and settle in it, because I have given it to you to occupy it. You must distribute the land among the clan by sacred lot and in portion to their size. A large portion of land will be allotted to each of the large clan, and a smaller portion will be allotted to each of the smaller clan. The decision of the sacred Lord is final. In this way, the portion of the land will be divided among your ancestor tribe. But if you fail to drive out the people who lived in there, then those who remain will be keep splinter in your eyes and thorn in your sides. They will harass you in the land where you live, and I will do to you what I had planned to do to them." Chapter 34, Boundary of the land. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Give this instruction to the Israelites. When you came into the land of Canaan, which I am giving you as your special possession, there will be the boundary. The southern portion of your country will extend from the wilderness within, along the edge of the southern will begin on the east and the Dead Sea. It will then run south past the Scorpion Pass in the direction of Zin. Its southernmost point will be Kadesh Barnea, from which it will go to the Hadarada and on the Azman. From Azman, the boundary will turn towards the brook of Egypt and end at the Mediterranean Sea. Your western boundary will be the coastline of the Mediterranean Sea. Your north boundary will begin at the Mediterranean Sea and run east to Mountain Horn, then the Libo Hamas, and on through Zeta and Zebra the Heron. This will be your northern boundary. The east boundary will be east started and run south to Seven, then down to Riblah on the east side of Eli. From there, the boundary will run down along the east edge of the Sea of Galilee, and then along the Jordan River to the Dead Sea. That's the boundary of your land. Then Moses told Israel, "This territory is the homeland you are to divide among yourselves by sacred law. The Lord had commanded that the land be divided among the lion and a half remaining tribe. The family of the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and half of the tribe of Manasseh had already received their grant of land on the east side of Jordan River, across from Jericho towards the sunrise, leader to divide the land. After the Lord said to Moses, Eleazar the priest and Joshua son of the Nun are the men designated to divide the grand land among the people. Anything one leader from each tribe and help them with the task. They are the tribe of the name of the leader: Joshua, Simon, Judah, Simon, Benjamin, Dan, Manasseh, Asher, Naphtali. They are the men the Lord had appointed to divide the grand land in Canaan among the Israelites. Chapter 35, Towns for the Levites. When Israel was camped beside the Jordan and the plain of Moab across the Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Command the people of Israel to give the Levites from the property certain town to live, along with the surrounding pasture land. This town will be for the Levites to live, and the surrounding land will be provided pasture for the cattle, flock, and the other livestock. The pasture land assigned to the Levite around this town will extend 1,500 feet from the town wall in every direction, measured off 3,000 feet outside the town wall in every direction, east, south, west, north, with the town as the center. This area will serve as a large pasture land for the town. 6 of the town you give the levy will be cited of refugee, where a person who have suddenly killed someone can flee for safety. In addition, give them 42 other towns. In all, 48 towns with the surrounding pasture will be given to the levy. Those towns will come from the property of the people of Israel. The larger tribe will give the more towns to the levies, while the smaller tribe will give fewer. Each tribe will give property in proportion to the size of his land, size of cities of refuge. The Lord said to Moses, give the following instructions to the people of Israel. When you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, designate the city of refuge to which people can flee if they have killed someone accidentally. The city will be a place of protection from a dead person's relative who want to revenge the death. The slayer must not be put to death before being tried by the community. Designate 6 cities of refuge for yourself, 3 on the east side of Jordan River and 3 on the west in the land of Canaan. The cities are for the protection of Israel. Foreigners living among you and the traveling merchants among who accidentally killed someone may flee there for safety. But if someone strike and killed another person with a piece of iron, it is murder, and the murder must be excused. Or someone with a stone in his hand strike and killed another person, it is murder, and the murder must be put. Or if someone strike and killed another person with a wooden object, it is murder, and the murder must be put to death. The victim nearest relative is responsible for put the murder to death. When they met, the avenger must put the murder to death. So if someone hit another person and waited in ambush, then pushed him or throw someone at him and he died, it is murder. Or if someone hit another person and hit him with a fist and he died, it is murder. In such case, the avenger must put murder to death when they met. But suppose someone pushed another person without have showing prevent hostility, or throwing something that unintentionally hit another person, or accidentally dropped a huge stone or on someone, though they were not enemy, and the person died. If this should happen, the community must follow this regulation in making a judgment between the slayer and the avenger. The victim nearest relative, the community must protect the slayer from the avenger and must escort the slayer back to live in the city of refuge to which he fled. There he must remain until the death of the high priest, who are anointed with the sacred oil. But if the slayer ever leaves the limit of the city of refuge, and the avenger found him outside the city and killed him, it will not be considered murder. The slayer should have stayed inside the city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer may return to his own property. There are legal requirements for you to observe from generation to generation whenever you may live. All murder must be put to death, but only if evidence is present by more than one witness. No one may be put to death on the testimony of only one witness. Also, you must never accept a ransom payment for the life of someone judged guilty of murder and subject to execution. Murders must always be put to death, and never accept a ransom payment from someone who had fled to a city refuge. Allow the slayer to return to his property before the death of the high priest. This will ensure that the land where you live will not be polluted, for murder pollutes the land, and no sacrifice except the execution of the murder can purify the land from murder. You must not defile the land where you live, for I lived there myself. I am the Lord, who living among the people of Israel. Chapter 36. Women who inherit property. Then the head of the clan of Gad, descendant of Machir, son of Manasseh, son of Joseph, came to Moses and the family leader of them with petition. They said, Sir, the Lord instructed you to divide land by sacred the Lord among the people of Israel. You were told by the Lord to give the grand land owned by our brother Zerah and his daughter to his daughter. But if they marry the man from another tribe, the grant of land will go with them to the tribe into which they married. In this way, the total area of our tribal land will be reduced. Then, when the year of Jubilee comes, the portion of land will be added to the new tribe, because it has been lost forever to our ancestral tribe. So Moses gives the Israelites this command from the Lord. The claim of the men of the tribe of Joseph is legitimate. This is what the Lord commanded concerning the daughter of the. Let them marry anyone they like, as long as it is with their own ancestor tribe. None of the territory land may pass from tribe to tribe, for all the land given to each tribe must remain within the tribe to which it was first allotted. The daughters throughout the tribe of Israel who are in line to inherit the property must marry within their tribe, so that all the Israelites will keep the Israelite property. No grant of land may pass from one tribe to another. Each tribe of Israel must keep its allotted portion of land. The daughter of David did as the Lord commanded Moses. Meir, Tizra, Maglan are all married cousins on their father's side. They married into the clan of Manasseh, son of Joseph. Thus their inheritance and land remained with their ancestor tribe. There are the commandment and the regulation that the Lord gave to the people of Israel through Moses while they were camped on the plain of Moab beside the Jordan River, across from Jericho. So that is the end of Numbers. And it's talking about the revenge of several small group people, and also there's a commandment how they separate the land, promised land, and also it's about the routine for the whole 40 years in the wondrous land. So that is all the story about Moses. Now it's close to Moses' death, which is we are going to the final chapter Moses wrote. Alright, so that is today's Bible learning. Hope everybody like it. God bless you everyone. Let's see you tomorrow.